somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you listen to this is Tanks and Tays, presented by Tubbs and Frankie. March Madness week. Very excited. Frankie and I were just chatting. Neither of us have built a bracket. We've looked at it and done some research. We're both going to be building our first together for the podcast. There'll be some disagreements, I'm sure. Excuse me. But first, Locks and Longshots. 9-7 on my locks last week. I did it to them. Miami, Ohio, -7.5. Versus UMass. They lost outright. Shouldn't even have made the tourney. They did. Here we are. I totally called it. I said, they're not going to cover. I said, hell, they might lose. And they fucking lost. So, hilarious. Creighton +2.5 versus Seton Hall. They lost by like 12. Not even close. This week, I've got a lot. It's March Madness. I'm very excited. This year has been the most basketball I've watched. I don't think I have any more knowledge than I had in past years. But I watched a lot of fucking basketball this year. So first up, though, not basketball. USA -1.5 versus Venezuela tonight. You got to ride with the boys, -120. Hopefully they win by 6. Very exciting stuff. Couldn't believe the lineup they rolled out today, though. And they're pitching some fucking no-name dude that I've never heard of. I don't really – they seem so unserious. You sat Gunnar Henderson and PCA. Weird stuff. But I think it doesn't matter.
Wait, are you saying Nolan McLean is a no-namer?
Never heard of him.
Okay. Get ready to learn. No,
I'll learn.
He's one of the top prospects in the Mets organization, and when he pitched last year in the couple games that he pitched, he was phenomenal.
He was good. You just said everything I need to know, though. Why are we pitching a prospect? Tarek Skubal should stop being a fucking bitch and just pitch. That's number one. If we had him on the
He's not going to be a prospect. He's going to be the number 2 in the Mets rotation this year.
There was rumors about Crochet flying over or flying down, whatever, and we got Nolan McLean. Fuck out of here with that. Anyways, back to basketball. SMU -6.5 versus Miami, Ohio. That's tonight, right?
No, that one's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 9:15.
SMU is going to win that game.
So actually yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah. We're recording on Tuesday. We usually record on Wednesday, but I got to get a haircut tomorrow. So tonight worked better. SMU is going to win this game by double digits. Yes, I'm a Miami, Ohio hater. However, they haven't played a quad 1 team. I think they've played. No, that's wrong. Is it? I see. I'm getting my stats mixed up. I think they've. No, that's wrong. That's a different team. Fuck. What team is that?
I'll look.
There's a team that has played no quad 1 and they've played 2 quad 2 and they lost both the quad 2 games. I can't remember who it is. And everybody's on them for an upset. I can't remember who it is. I got so many stats. That's the thing. I haven't written anything down. I've saved everything in like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. It's all saved. Anyways, I listened to John Rothstein today on Pardon My Take 2 and it was a lot of good info there. I didn't retain any of it though because I was driving for work, but SMU double digits. Miami, Ohio, no quad 1 wins. Take SMU -6.5. High Point +9.5 versus Wisconsin. This is purely a hater pick. I don't think Wisconsin loses. I thought they had a chance to at first when I saw the announcement. I looked up High Point stats and how they play against Wisconsin's type. Nolan Winter's probably going to play. Is that who's hurt? Nolan Winter. He's probably going to play. I think High Point covers. It's going to be one of those close ones where I'm at least able to shit talk you and be like, "Uh-oh, Austin." But then Wisconsin's going to pull it out. I think it's a 5-6 point win for Wisconsin. St. Louis +2.5 versus Georgia. St. Louis limped into the tournament. They were very good early on. Georgia, haven't even heard a thing about them this year. Therefore, take St. Louis. What is it? Robbie Avila is his name. He's awesome.
Yeah, something like that.
Give me St. Louis. Michigan will kill them in round of 32, but we'll take them here +2.5. They win outright. Hofstra +11.5 versus Alabama. Hofstra, very good team. A lot of people talking about Hofstra with the upset here. Wouldn't hate that as this is Michigan's region. I don't think they win. But Alabama just lost, I think it's their top 2 player because he had 2.5 pounds of weed. So he's arrested.
Okay.
I keep hearing some big misunderstanding, but I don't know.
Well, question on that. I saw that he's already out and his court date isn't until after the tournament's even done. So they think that he still might play.
I think he's not playing the first game for sure, though.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Hofstra. That's the pick.
No.
Hofstra +11.5. If Bama isn't shooting well, if Hofstra can somehow make them not shoot well, they'll cover. Next, Iowa minus 2.5 versus Clemson. This is strictly a Big Ten is tougher than the ACC. Take Iowa. I also love, what's that? What the hell is that guy's name? Sturts. That dude's a fucking bucket. I learned a lot about Sturts when we came out and saw you, because Friday night Michigan played him, and then Nebraska played him on the way home. So I learned a lot about Sturts. And then last one here, Missouri plus 1.5 versus Miami, Florida. I wanted to fade the public opinion, which is, hey, Missouri has to travel 100 miles. Miami's traveling 1,000. I was going to take Miami. Then I realized Trey Donaldson is on Miami. He's having a good year. But I remember last March Madness, and when the lights were bright, he didn't look very good. So he was great in the Big Ten tournament, but as soon as the March Madness started, he fell apart. So we're going to go with the home team, Missouri plus 1.5. I think they win this game, and we will be taking them in our bracket. That's not a hill I'll die on, but that's that. Long shots, 5 and 8. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that should only be betting plus odds. That's why they call me the plus sign hunter. Plus 4.425 units on the year. Pretty incredible stuff out of the kid. Last week, you actually said you liked this pick. That kind of scared me because golf hasn't been your thing so far, but turns out we were both right. Ludwig Aberg, top 10, plus 255. A little bit of a soft spot for you because I think you had him. He fell apart on Sunday. Oh, that's a huge choke job. Plus 255. That was a half unit. That was a W. I think it was plus 1 point something units. No, that would have been plus 2. What about 2.55? So it was 1.275, I think is what it was. Sunday, I woke up and checked. I watched no golf. I watched a little bit on Saturday, actually, but I was like, all right, Ludwig's minus 140. I actually thought about taking him at minus 140. He had such a big lead. I was like, this is like pretty good odds for a guy that's got a 3-stroke lead. Glad I didn't. I was going to take Fitzpatrick. Also glad I didn't. I just kept my money in my pockets and saved some money, but he did cash top 10. We'll take that. This week we got 2. One's going to be a March long. Hopefully they don't lose this weekend. We'll start with that one. Purdue national champion plus 2,500. They struggled at home, but on the road and neutral site, they've been pretty fucking good. Watching that game on Sunday, yes, there was a friendly whistle. I was bitching about the refs, but they just beat Michigan. I mean, Oscar Clough he's annoying as fuck, but he's something special. They were preseason number 1. Like they have so many seniors. They've got that experience. I think at plus 2,500, it's just good value. Do I think they're actually going to win it? No. But in terms of value, I placed this with my own money as well, because plus 2,500 for a team that was preseason number 1, didn't lose it, like no injuries. You got Braden Smith. You got, is it Foster or Fletcher? I always get them mixed up. Foster?
Fletcher, I think.
Fletcher. All right. Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Renn, and this Oscar Clough guy who came out of nowhere, honestly. But if he scores 10-plus points, they've only lost 2 games. He was dominant versus Michigan. I think they can make a run here. Pretty friendly region. If they beat Michigan again, I'll be heartbroken, but at least I have some money on the line. So also a mini emotional hedge, Elite 8 time, because it could be Michigan, Purdue in the Elite 8. So if we lose that game, at least I've got this to look at, and I can probably cash it out pretty nice in the Final Four. So that's the plan. Only other pick, a lot of people are saying it. I had to take one dog round 1, Akron moneyline versus Texas Tech plus 270. They just won the MAC, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they won the MAC. So I don't know. There's no research there. Just heard a lot of people saying it. So we'll ride. And that's all I got. March Madness, baby.
All right. So if it looks like I'm not entirely focused during this show, it is because I'm finishing up some of my research right now. There's a lot. I will show it once we get into the tournament more.
I can't get TikTok on here.
I got absolutely fucking disgusting with it, and I'll give a shout out ChatGPT for helping me build what I have built so far. So we'll see, but. My locks, 11, 15, and 1. Still open. Arizona Final Four, minus 120. What are those odds gone to? It has Final Four. Final Four is sorry, it's broken down by region. It's still minus 120, so hasn't changed. Unfortunately, I bet this before the draw, and then obviously Wisconsin got put in their region, so that was tough for me, but we move. Last week we had Colin Morikawa top 20. He withdrew after one hole because of
No,
a back injury.
It said he played 4.
No, he played one hole.
On ESPN, it says 4, I think.
No, he played hole 1, and then on the tee for the second hole, he took a practice swing and instantly grabbed his back. So if there's anybody that has...
He shot a 4. Sorry.
Yes. If anybody has ill wishes against any golfers, let me know. I will bet on them. They will probably get hurt. I shit you not, I can't make this up. I texted you as soon as it happened. I was like, you cannot make this up. I bet on Scotty and Rory, hit the first week, fell apart after that. Rory eventually gets injured, hurts his back. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to bet it this week. It's his first week back after a back injury. Let's bet on Morikawa. He's the best fit for this course. Everybody was on him. He looked like he was going to be super popular. Was one of the favorites to win. Plays one hole and injures his back. So I did see a tweet on Thursday morning too that was like, Morikawa has like 40% ownership in DFS, which is extremely high. He's the highest owned one and done player. He's got the most tickets to outright win the tournament. Nothing could possibly go wrong, right? And then the guy quoted it and said, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." So yeah, that was brutal. My Thursday was definitely rough. I will say, my golf bets don't look good on here, but if you've been following my golf bets overall, they've been all right. I think I'm probably slightly negative, but I did have a pretty good week last week just because I was actually focused on it over the weekend and I hedged pretty well. Sunday I ended up having Ludwig, Cam Young, and Fitzpatrick to win it, as well as I had Straka from earlier in the tournament as well. So I had a couple outrights, ended up making a little bit off of Cam Young. So anyways, Jake Knapp, top 40 last week. That was a loss. He ended up missing the cut, played so well up until this tournament. Just kind of played like dog shit, not really any explanation to it. And then Sepp Straka, top 40 at minus 134. I ended up only putting a half unit on this. I should have loaded up. He ended up finishing like tied for 6th or something like that. It was really good. He's been playing very well. This week, I'm going all March Madness. We're going SMU minus 6.5 versus Miami, Ohio as well in the first 4 in game. I am a Miami, Ohio believer, unlike Jake. But after I've done my research, the first 4 games I'm pretty locked in on, and I think SMU probably wins this pretty handily. I would not doubt it, like Jake said, if SMU wins this by double digits. So my next one, Wisconsin minus 9.5 versus High Point. Everybody loves the High Point upset pick. The thing that there's a couple things that I like about Wisconsin in this game. First, as Big Cat tweeted, High Point is 161st in adjusted defensive efficiency. Badgers have played 5 teams in the 100s in defensive efficiency this year. In those games, they are 5-0 with a 23.8 margin of victory, and they've scored on average 91.6 points per game. So I love that. Also, a big thing that comes into play in March is 3-point shooting. If you can hit a lot of threes, shoot a lot of threes, Wisconsin is one of the highest rate 3-point shooters, and they also hit them at a pretty good rate. And then another one I like to look at is ball security, turnovers versus how many turnovers you give up. High Point wins that one, but Wisconsin is still negative, meaning that they get more turnovers than they actually give up. So I like that. So give me Wisconsin minus 9.5. I could see them winning this by 20. My next one is North Dakota State plus 16.5 versus MSU. I did never even cross my mind to think about this game until I've done my research. The thing that I have noticed about this game that I really like, so like I said, obviously the couple things that I focused on: shot profile, ball security, and then just net rating. North Dakota State is a better 3-point shooting team, and they shoot it more often than Michigan State does. Michigan State is kind of cold. Also, North Dakota State is like a top 10 team in the bracket in turnovers. And Michigan State actually has a positive number, which means they turn over the ball not a lot more, but they turn over the ball more than they actually get turnovers. So I do have this upset as like I think it's my third or fourth best upset in the first round, like most likely odds. So I do like this one a lot. I'll take the spread, hope that they keep it close. Then my last lock is Iowa money line versus Clemson. Iowa's just the better team. I think Iowa kind of got screwed on their seeding a little bit. I think it's mostly just because of how many teams the Big Ten has. But Clemson hasn't done anything to prove that they belong here. And in every metric that I have, it likes Iowa over Clemson. So I am rolling with that. For long shots, 7-26, down 6.98 units. It's bad. Really wish I should have put Ludwig on here. I guess it doesn't matter. He didn't win anyways. So we had the hole in one last week. Did not hit. Unfortunately, that was no fun. I did say I thought that the course would play harder last week, and it did. The pins were tougher. There wasn't really any like gettable pins on the 17th, so no hole in ones there. We had Minwoo Lee top 20. Oh, excuse me. Minwoo Lee top 20 at plus 162 for a full unit. He did not, so lost there. Akshay Bhatia coming off the win, finished top 30 at even odds for 1 unit. That did hit, so we take a unit back. And then we had Scotty outright plus 425 for 3/4 of a unit. That was a loss. I don't even know where he finished. I think it was outside of the top 20, actually. This week, also all basketball, we'll go Santa Clara money line versus Kentucky. This is only plus 136. Kentucky also just does not shock me. I get it's a big name. Everybody wants to take them. Santa Clara beats them in every metric. The only thing it doesn't like is the net rating, obviously. But Santa Clara actually has a better net rating than you would think. Santa Clara has a 19.4 compared to Kentucky's 21.4. So just on net rating alone, they're fairly close. And I think that kind of speaks when you look at the money line only being plus 136. So next up, I'll take North Dakota State first half money line versus MSU. It's plus 400. Like I said, I like this as an upset. My big thing in March Madness has been if you like an upset, take the first half money line. Let them get out to an early lead.
That's a great pick, too, because MSU likes to start slow. They had a lot of games this year trailing going into the second half, and they pull it out. That's a good pick.
Yep. So I think I'm going to be looking – I'll take usually I try and look at like between 7 and 8 upsets in the first round. I'll probably end up taking like 9 or 10 underdog first half money lines just to try and get some value there. If an underdog wins the first half, it doesn't matter because whoever wins the game is what truly matters. So next one, I'll take Texas A&M first half money line. They are going up against who is A&M against? St. Mary's. Lot of 3-pointers. This could be a very volatile game. They get a lot of turnovers. Give me Texas A&M first half. And then my biggest long shot, honestly, this will probably be one of my biggest long shots of the tournament. I'm going to take NC State to make the Sweet 16 out of the first 4. This is at plus 1,200. I have them reaching the Sweet 16 at around an 18%, almost 19% chance. That is comparable to teams like North Carolina, who is a 6 seed, St. Mary's, who is a 5 seed. If you run 18% in a odds converter, it comes out to plus 468, and they are plus 1,200 on DraftKings. I did put half a unit on this. Oh, I forgot to put my units in here.
I was just going to say, don't forget your units. I forgot mine too.
Yep, I'm going to put a full unit on everything except for NC State. 1 unit there. No, NC State, I think they're a decent team. I think that they probably run through the first 4 game pretty easily. I don't think that one's going to be that close. And then, honestly, I really like their draw, just looking at it. Yes, I get you have to play an extra game, but BYU does have to travel. I get it's also on the West. They do have to travel further. I don't really trust BYU. They're a young team. They get the tournament specially formatted around them, so they don't have to play on Sundays. It's whatever. And NC State shoots a shit ton of threes, which is perfect. And then the winner does have to play Gonzaga or Kennesaw. But I'm honestly not like Gonzaga is not the same Gonzaga as they have been. Yes, which is probably a horrible thing to say. But
I think they're getting back one of their guys too. Maybe it wasn't. Oh no, it wasn't they wouldn't have him for the first weekend. That's what it was. One of their top guys
for Gonzaga.
Yeah. So there you go.
But yeah, that's what I'm rocking. I'll take that long shot at plus 1,200 for what I have should be plus 460.
All right, let's build our podcast bracket. Let me share my screen here. Hopefully it doesn't get too glitchy. I accidentally clicked the first one. Can you see it okay, or you want me to zoom in?
No, you're good. I guess before we start doing this, should I just show my data now? Because it's going to kind of help explain where I'm coming from with my picks.
How are you going to show your data if I'm sharing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'll take over and share my screen so that I can just show it, because I kind of want to show it.
Go ahead.
It's a big flex.
Do I have to stop sharing before you, or does it let you?
Nope, I'll take over.
Oh, dude. You're just going to hound my screen share? That's
all right,
crazy.
So first off.
There it goes. Jesus Christ.
Pulled in KenPom, Torvik, a different Torvik one. So Torvik is like the second version of KenPom. Net ratings, injuries for every team, and how much value that is going to lose for every team. And then each team's seed region, KenPom rank, tempo, net rating, three-pointers, experience, talent, value loss. There's a lot. But then I basically went through, broke down every round of 64 game, first four. I have my list of top upsets for this round. You can't see this, but this is, let me uncover this here real quick. Each game is simulated 1,000 times, so you get a better outcome. Cover that back up.
Can you guys tell I was an engineering student for 2.5 years?
Yeah. Actually only a year, but then I broke down every round. I have not gotten to my national championship and done full
Duke and Michigan
odds there. Well, that's just the highest probability of moving on. But then
I like that.
The big annoyance for me has been this. You basically have to take every round, every potential matchup, and simulate what the win percentage is going to be. Throw it into a simulator, and here's where you get your odds. As you can see, I have not gotten percentage to make the championship, so I'm working on finishing that up. But you can kind of see some teams that stand out, might be a little overvalued. I think Illinois probably a little overvalued. What's the other one that I liked?
UConn also top 30.
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, it's Connecticut. I was looking.
Yeah, it's listed. Some names are on here weird, but so yeah.
Frankie always does these crazy Excel sheets and just sends them in our group chat and expects me to know what the fuck I'm looking at, and I can never read it.
I mean,
I always peek at them, and I'm like, there's no way I'm understanding any of that. So
yeah, I will say I've not gotten much done at work this week because
didn't think so.
Been working on this, so
yeah, I'm taking over the screen share. All right, so you've got Mr. Data and Frankie, and then you've got Mr. Use what I think, and we'll see if we can meet in the middle and create a nice bracket here. I don't remember last year, but I'm pretty sure our bracket was not good. I think we had like one Final Four team. No, because last year was chalk, and we didn't go chalk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I will say,
you want to just start by region, get to maybe the Sweet 16, and then go from there.
That's sure. Okay. I will say this is the least basketball I've watched in a couple of years. I think I've only watched 2 or 3 games. So,
and this is the most I've watched, but I don't feel like I have any more knowledge. So, Duke obviously over Siena. We are not taking a single 16 seed. We'll start.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's just go take We'll
take all the 1 seeds right now.
1 seed.
Might as well take Michigan right there too. No, I'm just kidding. Well, we'll see. I don't. That's where it's gonna be tough. Is Michigan's really really good, so I can't keep my heart out of it. Let's start here. Ohio State TCU. This might be the game of the first round. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. I'll just say off rip, I like TCU.
So I was also big on TCU. They
Let's see the preview.
I don't know who they've played. My research
TCU beat Florida.
Yeah, but that they also beat Wisconsin.
And they almost beat Michigan.
They beat both of them early in the year. I guess if there's one thing you want to hang your hat on, TCU kind of fixed Florida. Because Florida has just been demolishing everybody since they lost to TCU.
Can you name me a team that Ohio State has beat that is to the caliber of some of TCU's wins there?
Wisconsin.
Doesn't count.
I mean, I don't know. Let me look at Ohio State's big wins here.
We're taking TCU.
Okay.
Yeah, we're taking.
Yeah,
TCU.
I mean the shot profile is close enough. TCU gets a bunch more turnovers. I'm fine with it. The big thing is the net rating. So,
okay. St. John's, Northern Iowa, 5-12. People love to take a 12, but I think St. John's got screwed on their seating. I think they should be a 4 at minimum, maybe a 3. I don't think they go deep, but I think they handle Northern Iowa. What's the spread looking like in this one? 10.5. That feels good.
I don't have this
What's
one.
your model think of St. John's?
They like them in this game. They've got them winning 73% of the time, almost 74% of the time.
Take St. John's there. Kansas and what was that? Cal Baptist? I don't know anything about Cal Baptist.
So Cal Baptist turns the ball over more than they get turnovers. Kansas turns it over more. But Kansas also shoots better and has played better teams. So
Kansas and the under is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What is the over?
Well,
138.5.
I should have pulled pace into this.
This region's crazy, by the way. Duke got fucked. Duke is the number 1 overall seed, and they got to deal with TCU, who's good, St. John's, Kansas, MSU, and UConn. That's crazy as a number 1 overall seed. And yeah, MSU got screwed too. Like they got fucked. But next up, Louisville and South Florida. This one's interesting. I don't know shit about these teams, but I see a ton of people betting on South Florida. People love South Florida. So this is where I might lean on you because I'm indifferent on the two.
All right. So I've got Louisville at a 71% chance on this. Louisville's another team, shoots a lot of threes, makes a lot of threes. Doesn't really turn it over or get turnovers. South Florida does get a lot of turnovers, but let me see if I can find their pace. I have it in here somewhere. Louisville plays at a 69.6 pace, which is so-so. South Florida, that's who it is, right? South Florida?
Mm-hmm.
South Florida plays at a 71.5. So that tells me Louisville's going to control the game. Shoots more threes, makes more threes.
So that's Louisville. Sounds like Louisville.
Yeah.
All right. MSU, North Dakota State. I know you like North Dakota State. I watched a lot of MSU games. They're not going to be a first-round exit.
Okay. I truly think if there's going to be a chalk region, it's this region.
It's feeling that way. I was looking at the West, though. No, never mind. West isn't chalk. Never mind. No. UCLA and UCF. I've watched some UCLA ball. I don't hate an upset here just because they have to travel. And when UCLA travels, it was not good to them this year. But part of me also loves the idea of Mick Cronin and Dan Hurley in the round of 32. That is just must-see TV. But I don't know shit about UCF. But I know that when UCLA traveled, they were bad. Except for the Big Ten tourney. They traveled to Indy and they played pretty good.
The thing that I like that kind of I think negates the travel is UCLA is hot, UCF is not.
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar teams outside of turnovers. UCLA gets a shit ton more turnovers than they actually turn it over. I actually have this as a non-factor upset. Like, this should be UCLA.
Okay. All right. I can do that. And then UConn, clearly, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then we got Duke and TCU. Wait, lets you preview that? See, this is where I wish it would give you a projected line based on Google AI. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Duke's really fucking good, man. I don't think TCU can do it.
No, I don't either. Like I said, I technically have Ohio State winning more than more than TCU. If I put in TCU, I've got it at 90% Duke. Duke is the best team in the tournament, so
we'll ride Duke.
I'd be fine taking Duke.
Okay. St. John's and Kansas. This is where this is a coin flip for me because Kansas has had some huge wins, but the Darren Peterson factor is crazy because sometimes when he's on the court, he's a cancer, but you might tell yourself, hey, he's going to be an NBA draft pick. Maybe he's going to go out there and ball. He's at the end, season's over. You don't need to pace yourself anymore. I don't know. Rick Pitino, St. John's and Duke would have a lot of viewers. I think I lean Kansas here. What's your model thinking?
I actually am pretty heavy on St. John's.
I can ride with that. Like I said, I'm indifferent. I think if this was my bracket, I would go Kansas. But I can see St. John's because, like I said, I feel like they should be the 4 seed in this situation.
Let's look at what if I have a experience factor and a talent factor in here. Let me just see if I can pull this up. All right. So looking at Kansas and St. John's.
Yep.
St. John's is more experienced, and St. John's also technically has a higher talent factor.
All right, we'll roll St. John's. Seems like you like St. John's. Louisville and MSU. You said Louisville takes a lot of threes, makes a lot of threes?
Mm-hmm.
MSU defends the 3 very well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate
Wisconsin.
Yeah. I don't hate taking MSU here. I've got it kind of as a 50-50 actually, which would probably tell you it should probably be Louisville as the pick. I don't know though. Like you have to factor in Izzo and March. Like you just have to do it.
Yes.
How'd
they do last year?
Izzo?
Didn't they? I feel like there was a chance they were going to play Michigan. Didn't they go further than us? Didn't they lose to Auburn in the Elite 8?
I'm pulling it up. ESPN 2025 brackets. MSU. First round. So you guys lost to Auburn in the Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Ole Miss in the Sweet 16, and then, yes, lost to Auburn okay. in the Elite 8.
So this is also like MSU. They have a lot of experience. Kohler, Cooper, Carr. I think they figured something out with their bench, too. I think they're going to stop playing that coach's son. They're going to actually play their transfer senior that can shoot the shit out of the ball. So we're taking MSU here. They're going to lose in the next round, so it's all good. UCLA and UConn is interesting, but I think they'll get bodied in the paint. That I found out UConn has Terrace Reed, who used to play at Michigan. He's actually a fucking stud. He's going to be a first-round pick. I love UConn here.
Yeah, I like UConn.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, UCLA's hot, and I like them for the first round, but after that...
pretty chalky. 1, 2, 3, and 5, but like we said, they'll be chalk. All right, over to the West then. I already grabbed Arizona, obviously. I'll just go ahead and grab Wisconsin right now. Make it easy.
Yep.
Okay. Villanova and Utah State is interesting. What is the line on this one? I know that Nova had some spurts this year where they were awesome, but I watched a Utah State game when I was golfing 2 weeks ago. Electric. They can shoot the shit out of the ball.
Yeah.
They're playing Grand Canyon maybe, but it was
very
randomly
good
on
defense.
when I was at the golf sim.
Very good defense from Utah State. Utah State actually has a higher net rating.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I think Nova's a decent team. I guess you also have to consider Utah State does play in the Mountain West, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We know how Mountain West does in March Madness.
This is true.
However, with that being said,
San Diego State broke that though. That stat's gone.
That is true. That
stat's gone.
Game is also played in Cali. Short travel for Utah State compared to Villanova having to fly across the country.
Done and done. Utah State it is.
Okay.
Arkansas and Hawaii, I'm very high on Arkansas. I think Arkansas is going to go a long way. So we'll see what we do with the round of 32 here. But Coach Cal's got those boys firing.
I will say, looking ahead, I am afraid of Acuff.
Acuff is generational.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I'm
Hawaii
afraid
have
Acuff.
like a big dude? Wait, Arkansas, so they lost to Duke, lost to Houston, lost to Bama. But wow, look at that game. Holy shit. I remember watching that one.
Well, you also watched Hawaii, so.
I did watch Hawaii. This one right here, I had.
You tell me.
Which game did I bet on? Oh, this is back in November. Oh, this is notable results, not their most recent.
Yeah.
This one, UC Irvine. That's when I bet on them. No, because that was this week. I don't know. When we were down in North Carolina, I bet on them. They covered. No, Arkansas is going to win this game. Hawaii, where's it being played? Portland? That's a hike still from Hawaii, isn't it? I have no concept of geography when it comes to Hawaii. We're taking Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
All right. BYU and Texas or NC State. I'm all for the BYU getting upset, but not if it's Texas. So do you want to lock in the 11? And if Texas wins, they play tonight or tomorrow? Tonight?
I think that game is tonight. It's round of 64.
First four.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just in my...
Oh, it's the 16 seeds right now. I'm still going to put it on.
No, they are tonight.
Everybody was on Howard today.
It's at 9:15. Yeah, I'm on UMBC, but...
All right, I'm gonna grab the 11 here, but if Texas wins, we flip to BYU?
Correct.
Okay, I'm down for that. Zags and Kennesaw. I think you grab the Zags. I mean, it's Kennesaw State.
Right? Yeah, I don't have this one particularly close.
Okay. Miami, Missouri. What do you think about this one? I could be swayed to either one.
I think this is going to be a boring game.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, I think it's going to be a very slow game. Let me see who controls pace. Miami at 67. That is so slow. And Missouri at 66. Jesus fuck, this game's gonna suck.
Don't forget that time Missouri made a huge buzzer beater over Oklahoma, and that's basically what got them in the tournament.
Yeah,
that was January. I remember that game.
Oh, this is
in Missouri, right? Yeah. Grab Missouri. Come on, let's grab Missouri. Come on.
They're like the exact same team.
Yeah, so let's grab Missouri.
Except for Missouri shoots more threes.
Sounds like a 50-50. Let's grab the home team.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Missouri it is. All right. I already grabbed Purdue. Queens has no chance in that game. Purdue might cover the 25 points.
It's my home team.
What?
It's my home team.
Yeah, they're in North Carolina, aren't they?
Yep. They're about to also become part of a new, different university.
Yeah.
Being bought out. I think it's Elon.
Elon.
Or something.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Arizona, Utah State. I'm very high on Arizona. Arizona's very good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right,
I'm good with Arizona.
Wisconsin, Arkansas.
So
here's the thing. All right. I'm going to tell you right now. I want to take Arkansas, but if you want to use your one, you would have to actually theoretically. This is a stupid thing, but that's what this podcast is. If you use your veto here on our Wisconsin, we are taking Arizona in the next round.
Yeah, no, I don't see Wisconsin.
I will allow you to try to convince me that you can beat Arkansas.
I have this singular matchup as the highest volatility game, actually second highest volatility game in the entire tournament because of how often Wisconsin shoots threes. And that's what excites but also scares me because
now you know what too, and you got me coming around on this. I'm taking Arkansas in my personal brackets, I guarantee it. But that Michigan game, Wisconsin was lighting it up in the first half. Then they got tired because they had played 3 days in a row at that point, I think. And then something flipped. What the hell is that dude's name? He hit 5 threes in a row.
Boyd?
No.
Or Blackwell?
No. It's a big boy. Name your big guys.
Bella.
Big guy.
There's Nolan Winter. There's Bell. What's his fucking name? It starts with a B's. European.
I swear it's an R. Hang on.
Brody.
Hang on.
It's definitely Brody.
Hang on. I'll find this. I'll find this. Hang on. This is going to drive me nuts because I watched that. I was getting so mad. I'm like, that big fuck just scored again. I'm pissed. Rap.
Oh, it was Rap?
Dude, he was 6 for 10 from 3. He hit 5 in a row. That's who it was.
He's a role player too. Yeah.
Dude, I was so pissed. Where was I going? But yeah, and he wasn't the only one hitting them. You guys hit so many threes in a row. Like, you live and die by the 3, and that's an exciting team that can win in March. I'm down to take Wisconsin, but I refuse to take them over Arizona. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
That's fine.
And I do think if Acuff has a mediocre game, I think you can win that game.
Well, that's the thing too, is like Wisconsin somewhat defends the 3 okay. Like, they give up a very mediocre amount of threes. Their percentage is also mediocre. But Arkansas just doesn't shoot threes. Like, they shoot like 30% of their shots are threes, which is super low compared to the field. Wisconsin, on the other hand, averages 52% of their shots are three-pointers. Mm-hmm. And Arkansas is allowing like 40% three-point rate, which screams like...
Under. Oh, there's no over-under.
That game is screaming over. So I guess my big thing then is... if it becomes a shootout, who wins?
I think Wisconsin wins in a shootout.
That's where I would lean to. Good for me.
All right. We might have to slightly speed up. We're already at 43 minutes. There will be no draft today. This is taking longer than expected. I don't know what we do here. Gonzaga or theoretically NC State? I know it's your long shot. Do you actually believe that, or is it a long shot?
I mean, it's more of my value play. Like, I'm not gonna put my life on the line and say yes, NC State is going to the Sweet 16. But
let's look.
I mean, they did just do it a couple of years ago with DJ Burns.
Yeah, we got to take a double-digit seed to go, right? So not in this one. I think this one.
Do we though? Like last year, did we have that?
No, it didn't happen last. I mean, I think there was one double-digit seed in the Sweet 16, but I think you can go chalk and be okay, especially with NIL, dude.
The Elite Eight was all 1-2, 1-2, 1-3, 1-2. Sweet 16, we had a 5 and a 6. We had 10 seed Arkansas.
That's right.
That was it. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4, 10, and 1, 2, 5, 6.
Okay. All right, so we'll grab Gonzaga here then.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to take Purdue over Missouri, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
High on Purdue. All right. Down here, let's start with the South. We both like Iowa.
Yes.
Vandy and McNeese. I know McNeese has that whatever dude that they picked up, Amir something. Amir Khan? Is that
Vandy got fucked on their seating, by the way.
They did, and they're a good team. We're taking Vandy there.
Why is it the 5 seeds
That got fucked?
Yeah. I don't know if you could
fucked.
say. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if you could say Wisconsin got fucked, but St. John's we said got fucked. Vandy got fucked. Who's the other 5? Wisconsin and Texas Tech.
I don't think Texas Tech got fucked.
Yeah, I don't think they got fucked.
MSU kind of got fucked because last year they won the Big Ten tourney, or Michigan won the Big Ten tourney, and it didn't boost their seed at all. And then this year Purdue wins it, and they go from a 3 to a 2, and MSU drops from a 2 to a 3. Interesting stuff there. Nebraska and Troy is interesting to me. I hear a lot of people saying that Troy could get it done. And how do you pick a team that's never won come tourney time? And watching Nebraska lately, like they had that run where they started undefeated, right? And they're
Yeah,
they look mid, man. Like the masked dude that was hitting, the big white dude that was hitting threes, he's not shooting. That Frager kid that looked like he was gonna be great, he's not that good. What's the spread here? I don't I'd be down. We need some upsets. We haven't really had any upsets here.
Yeah, I don't have this one on my upset radar, unfortunately. I do have some other games in this that are on my upset radar. That's the other thing. So I usually try and pick like 7 to 9 upsets in the first round. I don't know how many there were last year, actually, now that I say that. Last year there was
3 last year in the first round.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technically.
I just remember UC San Diego. Everybody's picking them over Michigan round
6.
Get booked.
There were 6 last year.
Okay.
So I think if we can get, that's including 9s over 8s being an upset.
All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technically.
Yeah. So I think if we can get between 6 and 8, that's probably a good number. Because I think the tournament as a whole is top heavy, and then after that, it doesn't really matter.
I like Troy here. I like Troy.
Let's save it and come back to it.
Okay, I already clicked it, so you have to remind me. Okay. North Carolina VCU. Isn't North Carolina only like 2-point favorites? Yeah.
Yeah, I like VCU in this game.
I can ride VCU. I have no feelings about either. North Carolina had one big win this year.
And they don't have Caleb Wilson, so
now we should bounce back and take Nebraska then, or else we're getting too many upsets.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll shout out Javi.
We'll give him one.
Listen to this show. We'll give you one.
Yeah.
But Vandy's taking you down. Illinois and Penn. Illinois will roll.
Yep.
St. Mary's and A&M. Kind of indifferent on this one. I like St. Mary's. I think they always get one good win. They pretty much dominated Gonzaga this year. What's the spread? 3.5. What do you think? Do you like A&M?
I do have A&M.
I'm not. This isn't a put my foot down one.
Did you click it already?
No. The preview.
Okay. That'll be our very last game we pick, just in case.
Houston and Idaho will take Houston. Florida and Iowa.
But I wouldn't be shocked to see that game be close.
Interesting.
It's slow.
Florida's going to roll over Iowa, right? They're going to kill them.
Round of 32, Florida, Iowa. Where did we go? Yeah.
Because then you're going to get Florida Vandy, and then I'm going to make a push for Vandy over Florida. But we'll talk about that later. Illinois and VCU, Illinois.
Yep.
And then we'll save this. All right, so Michigan. Do you love St. Louis as much as I do?
I'm indifferent on that one. That's one game I just really don't.
Love St. Louis.
Okay.
Texas Tech and Akron. I'm gonna say one thing here, and then I'm gonna let you choose. We have to take either Akron or Hofstra. Your choice. My personal would be Akron.
Let me look at the preview here.
Where are these games being played?
Akron is in Tampa. And yeah, they're both in Tampa. Okay. What has Akron done?
So yeah, I'd rather take Akron.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I forgot. JT Toppin is out for Texas Tech too. Mm-hmm. That's a big hit.
That's what people were saying. That's right.
Yeah. No, I'm good with. Let's take Akron.
We'll take Akron, and we'll take Bama.
Yeah.
Okay. Tennessee. I think they can beat either of those teams.
Yeah, I do have SMU on upset watch.
We're almost getting to a point where we have too many upsets, though.
No, I know. I'm taking Tennessee, but
okay.
I don't love that game.
I think Virginia's very good. I think they're slept on because Duke kind of dominated, but I like Virginia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kentucky, Santa Clara. What's the spread on that? 3.5? I'm indifferent there. Kentucky, I don't even. They might not even should have made the tournament. To be honest, 21-13.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So basically, if we take Santa Clara, we have to take St. Mary's. If we take Kentucky, we have to take Texas A&M.
I'm good with Santa Clara, St. Mary's.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Okay. All right. Santa Clara, St. Mary's, and then Houston over St. Mary's. I'm high on Houston. It sounds like you're not, but I'm high on Houston.
Houston over St. Mary's. Yeah.
Okay. Coming over here, Michigan over St. Louis. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Bama over Akron, or do you ride Akron to the Sweet 16? Bama's got some off the field issues happening.
Yeah, let's
give Michigan a layup in the Sweet 16. You know what? I'm gonna go bet Akron to make the Sweet 16 real quick because there's a path. What are those odds? Will I get us banned on YouTube by showing a lighter?
No,
probably not.
So you want what, Akron to the Sweet 16?
That's what I'm literally about to bet it. Or am I not able to?
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, you should be able to. 8% chance, which comes out to plus 1,090.
Plus 2,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a unit on it. I'm feeling crazy. Whoa. Okay. All right. So, shit, where were we? Are we taking Bama or are we taking Akron? I mean, in terms of wanting to be right, I would rather take Bama. But
yeah, I mean, if we're not entering this anywhere, I'd be fine taking Akron.
I just want Michigan to have the easiest path possible, and I would love to take. When they went to the championship in 2018, they had an easy path. Once they got past Houston, they had Loyola Chicago. That was cake butter, and then I can't remember.
Yeah.
Where to put it, but I
guess.
An easy path.
Are you entering this bracket anywhere?
No.
Okay.
Akron.
Take Akron.
All right. Virginia rolls over Tennessee. Maybe not rolls.
Yeah, I wouldn't say rolls just because of how slow it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, Virginia is not the ball security darling that we think they are. It's pretty even. Same with Tennessee. These teams are almost exactly the same, except for Virginia surprisingly shoots more threes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with taking Virginia here.
And then Iowa State.
It's going to be slow. Yeah.
Iowa State rolls over Santa Clara.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to the top then. Duke and St. John's. I'm going to go over here and pick Arizona because we already agreed on that. We're taking Arizona. Wisconsin, it's a good run. I would be rooting for Wisconsin in that game, though, because I do want to see the good teams get knocked out. Easiest route for Michigan possible. And you know what? What was it? What years was that when Wisconsin beat Arizona back-to-back years to go to the Final Four?
Well, I think that would have been like the 2014.
15?
Yeah. I think Wisconsin, we played Arizona this year, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to pull it up so I can check what the score of that game was. No, I don't want to buy tickets for the first four.
Let's focus. We're at 55 minutes. Let's focus. Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
All right. Duke and St. John's. Tell me who I've been leading with my pick, and I think it's changing your mind. So go ahead with your pick first, or why, or what's your thinking? What do you think?
I have Duke.
I have Duke as well.
Yeah.
All right, MSU and UConn. I think MSU can hang in there, but UConn's good.
Yeah.
I don't think MSU has a Final Four team. Like, they had some bad losses this year that you usually don't see out of Izzo.
I forgot Alex Caravan's still there, too.
This isn't even Final Four. It's Elite Eight.
Alex Caravan, Solo Ball.
Terrace Reed.
Dan Hurley. That's going to be a really good matchup. I personally think you got to go UConn.
And then Gonzaga and Purdue. I think Purdue can win that one pretty easy. I just don't like taking Gonzaga far. After what? So think about it this way. Was it early? Yes, but
see, I was on the right side of that last year.
Michigan trounced Gonzaga.
Last year or 2 years ago.
Beat Michigan.
Wisconsin did not play Arizona, by the way.
I knew that.
Well, why didn't you fucking say that?
I did. I said no, they didn't. And I said we got to snap. We got to get this done. We're at 55 minutes. Okay.
Did you say Gonzaga and Purdue?
Gonzaga, Purdue. I think it's Purdue.
Yeah.
Okay. Bouncing down. Michigan and Akron. I'm taking Michigan. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go over Florida and Vanderbilt and why Vandy again.
What's your reasoning?
Don't really have one. Playing good ball right now. They just beat them.
Vandy is Sunday. More experienced. I do like that when we get later.
Plus the pressure of going back-to-back. Florida is not going to go back-to-back. Nobody's going back-to-back in today's college basketball.
What was their previous matchup like? Because I know they've had to play.
They just played on Sunday. Vandy killed them.
98-94, and then Vandy won. Florida won 98-94 the first time in January, and then Vandy won 91-74. See, but... Yeah, you know what? Vandy's more experienced. Let's take Vandy.
Love it. All right. Let's go. Man, that Virginia Iowa State's scaring me. I don't know where to go there. Illinois and Houston.
Illinois. I was gonna say.
You want to skip that one?
No, I thought you did, and I was like, why are we skipping that?
I'm bouncing all around. We're just going wherever. I like Houston here. But I could be swayed. But like Illinois, man, they had some struggles this year. Here's the problem. I watched a lot of Big Ten ball, so I'm like, Big Ten beats the shit out of you. And Illinois competed against Michigan every game. So
I do have Houston.
Okay.
But it's close.
I like Houston.
I'm good with taking Houston. We already got a big upset there.
All right. Virginia and Iowa State. Here's my thought process. I think Michigan has a better shot to beat Virginia than Iowa State. But I don't know about those two teams playing each other.
I actually really like Virginia in that game.
Okay. I can do that. Let's go Virginia. Let's go back up top. Duke and UConn.
I honestly, my research is going to tell me Duke because of net rating, and Duke is the highest net rated team. However, Duke is also the youngest team in the field.
And they have two guys banged up. I think one's done and one's coming back.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're also one of the most talented teams.
Mm-hmm. But I hate
Duke. I also hate Duke. But once you get later, like that experience really matters. And like now you're in the Elite Eight having 3/4 of your team being freshmen. They also just lost somebody big too. I don't remember who it was.
Think about that year they had Zion, RJ Barrett. Like that was a star-studded team. They were all freshmen. They lost to MSU. They almost lost to Taco Fall.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down for UConn. Yep. Purdue and Arizona. Here's what you got to think about. If it's Purdue, you got Michigan, Purdue in the Final Four in Indy. That would be pretty electric. Well, maybe. I don't know what you're going to say here, but Zona's really good and really scary. So
they are. I don't really.
Purdue's in there like getting foul calls stage though, and it's working. Like they're diving for balls. Like they want it. Does Zona want it like Purdue does though? I don't know.
I think I like
I don't know about Arizona's age, but Purdue experience.
Yeah, I mean they're both pretty experienced. Purdue has the edge.
Well, that's because they have Trick Marin, who's like 30.
A little bit. Yeah. I think Arizona's just the better talented team. I like Arizona, but I don't know how much I trust them in the tournament.
How are Arizona's bigs? Arizona hasn't been to a Final Four since like 2002. Purdue has the best set of bigs right now too currently. Kaufman, Wren, and Clough is like a cheat code.
Toby Owaka and Mawajas Krivas are there to clean up the offensive glass.
The more I'm talking about,
if they can cut down the turnovers, they can make the first Final Four run since 2001.
Purdue thrives on turnovers. Michigan turned the ball over so much on Sunday.
What is this? Sweet 16? Arizona. Fuck. Yeah, let's take Purdue.
Okay. Down here, Vandy and Houston.
I'm taking Houston.
Taking Houston over Vandy. The dream ends for Vandy. I think so too. Mm-hmm. Houston's got the experience too. Kelvin Shepherd. Yeah. All right. What do you think?
Personally, I would probably take Virginia, but I can understand an argument for Michigan.
Okay. How does Virginia stack up? Tell me what they do well again.
Virginia, good defense, slow pace, so they control the game. They shoot more threes than Michigan does, and they make them at about the same rate.
Okay.
They do not allow 3-point shots compared to what Michigan does.
That could be a blessing in disguise for Michigan because our 3-point shooting has not been great lately. If it's put on Yaxel and Mara and Merez Johnson to go down and get in there and get dirty, that's where they're going to thrive. I would love this matchup personally, just because I've watched 2 Virginia games. I've been unimpressed. I don't know how their record is where it was. Michigan seems to want it. But you know what? I'm looking forward already because I think I'm going to make you give me Michigan here, but I'm scared of Purdue in the Final Four. That looks like
If this matters at all, when I run my full sim, I've got Michigan making the Final Four at a 44% chance,
it's pretty good.
And
odds.
Virginia making the Final Four at a 9% chance.
Here's my other thing about Michigan is I'm biased, clearly. You guys can see it. Nobody's taking Michigan in their brackets. I haven't seen shit about Michigan online because of how bad they looked in the Big Ten tourney. I think that's good too. And let me tell you this too. We have no 1 seeds in the Final Four currently. Are you going to tell me you don't think a single 1 seed is going to get there with NIL? I think one will get in there. I think it'll be Michigan.
Yeah, I'm good with that, actually.
All right. Let's start on the other side. UConn and Houston. Wow, what a good game.
Yeah, part of me wants to say this is the year for Kelvin Sampson, but also part of me wants to say this is the Dan Hurley revenge tour.
Could be. But you got to remember, too, UConn lost to St. John's.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too, is like UConn just has had some really not great losses. Lost to St. John's twice.
Mm-hmm. But they got revenge. No. Damn, we could have had a UConn St. John's in the Elite Eight. Ooh, that would be must-see TV.
There have been 3 meetings between 2 seeds. The last instance came in 2016 Final Four when Villanova beat Oklahoma by 44 points.
That Villanova team, though, that was the Villanova Knicks.
Really good team. Yep. Yeah. UConn 6-3 versus top 25. Houston 5-6 versus top 25.
So UConn, Dan Hurley revenge tour.
Sure.
This is where it gets tough because my heart tells me that Michigan learned from that loss on Sunday. And part of me says, too, that they weren't trying that hard because they're like, this game means nothing for us. We won the Big Ten regular season title. And when they played Purdue at Purdue, they dominated. Like, they let them hang in there for a little bit.
Yes.
Flipped the switch.
But
they had Case on back then, too.
Well, also at home is where Purdue struggled.
I was telling myself that, too, which is a weird thing. But they had, 6 home losses or something?
If it makes you feel any better, number 1 seeds have won 6 straight meetings against number 2 seeds and are 41-30 overall against them. Last win by a 2 seed was Michigan State over Duke in the 2019 Elite Eight.
I'm just going to tell you this right now. This is the best Michigan team I've ever seen in my entire life. They are so good. There's so much talent everywhere. Dusty May is a fantastic coach. He's been there before, and he lost in the Final Four. Does he get revenge and win it all? I obviously want to take Michigan, but I'm not going to.
I am fine taking Michigan.
I think we take them to win it, too. This is the best team I've ever seen in my life. It's the best team I've ever seen in my life.
Dusty May and they coached against you. What wasn't UConn and FAU a game?
No, FAU lost to San Diego State, I thought. And then UConn beat San Diego State.
What was that, 24?
24 was in my house. Well, yeah, 24. It would have been 24.
UConn, Sweet 16, San Diego State. Where the fuck was FAU? Wasn't 24? Is that 23?
Must be.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Just for a fun fact, FAU did lose to San Diego State in the Final Four.
UConn beat Miami.
Last time we had a bunch of upsets. Yeah.
Dude, that was number 10 Miami versus 4 UConn. Number 5 SDSU versus number 9 FAU. That was a wild year. And then it made for a boring national championship, though. I remember people complaining. That's the thing. You always want upsets early, but you want the chalk late for those great all-time games.
I think this would be a great game.
This would be awesome. And you'd have so many storylines. You'd have, Terrace Reed, former Michigan player under Juwan Howard, and, remember Juwan Howard? Fuck that guy.
I do. Man, these are almost the same. I do.
If the shoe was flipped,
UConn,
if the shoe was, or if the shoes were on the other person's feet here, and this was Wisconsin, they had the best season you'd ever seen.
How about this? You take Michigan, I'll take UConn.
What does that mean?
I'm filling one out on my phone right now, so you can take Michigan in yours. I'll take UConn in mine.
You're doing one for the podcast too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll name it Michigan. Tanks and Tutties number 2.
All right. I'm taking Michigan.
Okay.
Total points. So Michigan wins that game 79-72. 151.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I'm not entering anything. All right. I think that's our bracket, guys. I honestly didn't disagree.
I don't hate that. Yeah.
And I kind of love this bracket. I'm interested to see how it does. I think we did the correct thing. A couple upsets early, but then some chalk. I mean, that's how it's going to go. It's NIL season. Get used to the chalk, guys. We did have Akron in the Sweet 16. I don't think I would have done that in a money bracket, but yeah. If Michigan has that path, man, 16 seed, St. Louis, Akron, and then Virginia is your toughest game in the Elite Eight, and then Purdue in the Final Four, who, yes, they are. I thought it was Elite Eight we would match up with them, so that's a great emotional hedge. If somehow that comes to fruition and it's Purdue in the national championship, then I can hedge. They wouldn't be favored.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, I'm going to submit bracket. We'll get the pop up here. Woo! So we got UConn, Houston, Purdue, and Michigan. That's not chalk, though. I see a lot of Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and then like Houston. Like I see a lot of those. So we didn't go chalk.
100%. Yeah.
All right, let me stop my sharing. We got to wrap this up. I don't hate that. All right, let me make sure that didn't go into my work bracket. Okay, okay. All right, perfect. Let me rename this here to Tanks and Tutties. Okay, save. All right. Well, that wraps us up, y'all. Next week's our MLB preview. When's opening day? Is it next Thursday?
Next Wednesday is technically.
Next Wednesday. Okay.
So we'll be recording on opening night.
On opening day. But that's all right.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing. Ooh, I just got to shiver. With that said, have a great weekend. See some Tanks, throw some Tutties. We'll see you next week. Watch some basketball.
Peace on Wisconsin.